Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah be in the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at the slave trade, it identifies who the children of Israel are, because it also identifies who are the Edomites, see, and who are the people that was enslaving the Israelites. These two people is the whole theme of the Bible, see, and this is what the Bible was all about. Because when you go into Genesis 25, it talks about these two individuals, and one of the main points that it was making is that one is going to have to go into slavery to the other. Same thing with the Abraham promise that his children would be in slavery, and the people that put them in slavery would get judged. But let's go to Genesis and look at how the description of these children, what was the wrap up? It says, verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from your bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, because it's going to be a major slavery situation with these two kids. But what is going to be doubted upon is that the first one that has these individuals in slavery, it's going to be doubted that he's going to fall out of power and go into slavery. See, because he got so much power and so much wealth, it's going to be unbelievable that he is going into slavery. So he cemented the situation saying the elder shall serve the younger. He is not just going to be the slave master and God is going to come and that's going to be the end of the situation. No, he is going to have to serve his younger brother that he had in slavery and scattered all around the world on slave ships. Now, when you go into Deuteronomy 28, it talks about two nations. Same situation. It talks about two nations. Getting right to the point. It says, verse 68, it says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships, and by the way whereof I spake unto you, you shall see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. Now this ships, when you look at the history, you got one set of people owning slave ships and utilizing the slave ships, and then you got another set of people on the slave ships. See, everybody else around them either wasn't dealing with it or participating in the situation. Okay, it was four nations that was dealing with this slavery situation, this slave trade, especially when it comes to selling them in auction blocks. But when you go into these ships, you see that the so-called white man, European, Caucasian, all these false names that was put upon these Edomites, see, they was the ones that was transporting the Israelites. Now you had the Israelites, you had the children of Israel on the west coast of Africa, you had the children of Israel that was in North America already, the Native American Indian, and the Mexicans. See, they got Mexican slave ships. They got Native Americans going over there by Christopher killing Columbus on a ship, being sold once they got over there. See, these two groups of people was being sold by the so-called white man who was the Edomites. See, and this is going on in Hebrews. It talks about it. Hebrews 11 and 20, it says, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. So Esau got that blessing, and this is why he was using those slave ships to push these slaves in different areas and sell them in auction blocks and work them to death so he can get rich off of them and receive that blessing of the heavens and the earth ruling over all nations. See, and when you go into what is it? Deuteronomy 28 and 40, 8 on down, this is the blessing of Esau. It says, therefore shall you serve your enemies. Who is these enemies? It's going to explain. Which the Lord shall send against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So these enemies was going to have power over all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you. See, it wasn't a bunch of people being having power over somebody and putting yokes of iron on their neck. It was the so-called white man that was doing this. Then it goes on to 49 and explain these Edomites. Verse 49, it saying, the Lord shall bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue you shall not understand, a nation of fierce consonants, which shall not guard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. So this is explaining these Edomites from beginning to the end. Okay, so this is not something that anybody can fit. These pieces of the puzzle is only shaped up for two nations. Only two nations can fit into this. See, the Negroes ain't put nobody on no slave ship. The Chinaman, the Arabs, the East Indian, none of these people was putting folks on a slave ship. Only the so-called white man. And the East Indian ain't go on no slave ship. The Arabs, the Chinaman, the Japanese, none of these people was going on the slave ship. It was only the Israelites going on the slave ship. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. These are the people that's documented, certified to be going into slavery on a slave ship, working for these Edomites, the so-called white men. You see? And this hardcore evidence. See, you got social proof, you got political proof. Everything is pointing to these two nations, the slave master and the one that's going to be a slave. And that's what Isaiah 14 is talking about when it's talking about Lucifer. See, this wasn't just anybody. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are you cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation? How did they weaken the nation? They the one had the slave trade going on where they could be filthy rich and everybody else being weakened. And this Lucifer was called what? In verse 4. This Lucifer was called, said, thou shalt take up a parable against the king of Babylon and say, have the oppressor seized the golden city seized. See, he was the oppressor. He just was the slave master. The slave master is the oppressor. The ruling upperclassmen, higher society, these are the people that's the oppressors and the caste, slave class, those people is the one that's being oppressed. And this is the order of the world. See, the scriptures is just telling you the history of the Israelites, plus it's giving you the future of what's going to happen to them. So it's clear who had the slave ships and who was on the slave ships, and anybody just can't fit those positions and roles. Only the children of Israel and the Edomites can fit those two roles, and that's the so-called white man and the descendants of slaves. I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.